Boom, we're keeping up with the Kardashians and doing a rundown of all things housewives. And we got some hot topics for you, so stay tuned. What up, y'all? Welcome to this weekly review. It's your boy DJ Jesse J, and you already know I have the beautiful Miss Kourtney Stewart.
Hi, hello.
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 How's your week going?
Oh, child, it's been a week, honey.
We started it early with some salsa and beer, but
Yes. The time did kind of fly because it's like almost Friday already. But I haven't been doing my old lady workouts the way that I need to, and my back is real jacked up. And this morning it was like, oh no, girl, you thought you were cute running around doing what you're not supposed to be doing and not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so we're going to make it really hard for you to walk. So yeah.
Period. But that's fine. Tomorrow's Friday. Today's Thursday. Welcome. If you guys are joining us, please make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. Show some love so I know who's watching. I want to know your name. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm freaking tired. I usually do not drink on these things anymore. Just kidding.
Anymore.
But I was like, I didn't know how to get through it because I was sitting in 2.5 hours of traffic coming up from Manhattan Beach, hanging out with my homegirl, and 2 espresso martinis in. I was like, I'm going to keep the party going, okay? But speaking of being tired, did you hear about Miss Kourtney Kardashian and the Lemmy gummies?
No. What happened?
I was on my ride home, and I just be putting TikTok on when I'm driving. Just listen to certain things in my car. You can hit skip to the next video. And one of the topics was apparently Kourtney Kardashian. She has that vitamin company, the Lemmy company.
Yeah. We can finally get it because I think it's in Walmart or something now.
Target.
They were just
Target. Maybe Walmart too, but I saw it at Target.
I just saw it somewhere.
And I heard the Lemmy Sleep ones are really good. I heard that they work, which I'm like, yeah, they're melatonin gummies. So, okay. Well, apparently she had a shipment coming in and she was robbed.
They stole the gummies, the vitamins.
Girl, but for $4 million worth of product.
Oh, that was an inside job. What?
I love that you said it because that's where I was going with this entire story. Because you can't tell me your company doesn't have insurance. Oh, not only that, they left a ransom letter.
Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Somebody robbed you of $4 million. Do you know how many vitamins you got? How many? Do we know how much these vitamins are? Are they $20 a bottle, $30 a bottle, or something?
Let me look that up because
I need to do some math because that sounds like a whole lot of vitamins that have to be stolen to get $4 million.
Let me see how much these cost. They cost $25. That's a lot of gummies.
Okay, so that's 160,000 bottles of gummies.
Come on, math, public school system, girl. What?
Oh, hell yeah. iPhone calculator. But I am really good at math. But anyway.
She be the friend that I be calling when I need help.
I could do a budget like none other. But regardless, that's still wild. 160,000, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, my thing was okay, I hear the robbery. I'm like, all right. Fine, maybe someone was like, oh my god, a Kardashian thing, or maybe they didn't know what was on the truck, right? Because I would assume it's just a basic truck. It's not like a Lemmy truck, right? Because it has to be a pretty big truck. It's not like a van that has 4 million gummies in it. That's so much. That's a lot of freaking gummies.
But if they didn't know what it was and they got a bunch of vitamins, how hot would you be? Where's the black market for vitamins?
Well, first of all, I don't think you could do it because anyone slaying Lemmy gummies on the market, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah, this is stupid.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's gonna take you a long time to get rid of those gummies. Because you could do it on Amazon maybe, and just do a couple shipments at a time or whatever. But I don't know. I don't even think on Amazon because, to be honest, my client, you got to have proof that you are actually capable of selling the product.
Yeah,
So
you're like a legal seller.
Well, so once I heard the ransom letter thing, I was like, "Oh, inside job. This is giving Dorit from Housewives." Period.
Oh, not to read. Uh-oh.
Doritos, more like Dorit nose. Speaking of nose, Miss Kate Middleton's nose was looking a little off in a picture because have you been paying attention to this
Oh my
tea?
God, I am so obsessed with this royal story. And I don't even really care about royals like that, but like I'm obsessed with this. My friend Carolyn, shout out to Carolyn, she might be watching. She lives in Italy, and we are literally on Instagram constantly sending each other stories and like new theories every single day. It is so freaking wild. I'm obsessed. And I need to see Kate because that broad that was at the market was not Kate. That wasn't Kate.
So, quick little synopsis. We'll give you the general hospital details of it. So, basically, Kate, she was like beloved by everyone, right? And she is married to Prince Prince William,
Oh,
right? And so apparently, they had all the kids together. They were like Prince William's like the good son that, and Kate was like what a good role model of a princess or whatever she is, in comparison to Harry and Meghan, right?
yes.
Yes. But now, honey, because I love me a conspiracy theory. I believe it. I believe. I'll tell you what I believe. But before I get to what I believe, so basically, she has not been seen since December, and not that I knew this, but I've seen some people talking about where's Kate, where's Kate. So this photo got released of her driving around with her mama, but then people were like, that don't look like her, and that low key looked like this photo was edited and AI generated. It was looking at the shadows. People like, what was that Netflix documentary, the cat one, where all those people found out where that man was killing
Oh,
cats?
yeah. What was
Like
that
people
called?
was doing that in the Don't Kill Cats, I think, or something like
Kill
that.
the Cats or something like that.
So people are looking at this photo, they're like, this don't seem right. Something's off. So then not People Magazine.
No, the Palace released another photo with
Oh,
her and the
right.
kid.
On Mother's Day, the Palace released a photo of just Kate on Mother's Day with her children. And this is where I became invested because whoever edited this photo, they did not connect their fingers to the hands, to the children's faces, to her face. And people are slick because, when it comes to the whole royal people, like they are the Beyoncés of England, right? Like, I could care less. To me, I think it's foolish, but go off. But people were like, no, we've seen this picture before of her face. And they literally found the original photo, and they're like, wait a minute. Because there were rumors. There's rumors about that Prince William possibly might be out here doing the do with a new little...
Oh, honey, with a love child on the way.
Not Maleficent, but yes,
Yeah.
that's the rumor that's happening, honey. And so I was like, who knows? Maybe they're just causing some drama up, whatever. Until I saw that photo, and then I'm like, okay, that is weird. Why wouldn't they have it with him? Why is this edited? Because then when you see the original photo, you're like, oh, that's definitely the photo. And we still ain't heard from her. Now people are saying that she might have had surgery or, so there's different rumors. One is that she had surgery. She's not trying to be out in public. It takes a long time. I forget what the surgery was.
Some kind of abdominal surgery.
Right. So, she's like healing. So she's like, Cardi B with the nose job, take 3 years to like, get done up correctly. Then other people are talking about Prince William's out here with another lady. Other people are saying Kate ain't really in line with what the royals be wanting her to do. And so it's time to get the boot. And so now they're kind of leaking, like people are suspicious that possibly the royal is starting to leak to tabloids, a little scandal stuff to get Kate kicked out of the picture so Prince William can bring his new little baby mama into it.
His new baby mama is married still. And like, whatever. I don't know.
This is all alleged.
Yeah, I subscribe to the theory that She found out that he impregnated this girl around the holidays and nutted up, maybe had a nervous breakdown because, he's his daddy's child and is having all the affairs with somebody else that he in love with. And she took them kids because the other thing I heard is that they haven't actually seen the children either, for real.
Oh,
since all this broke down. And I didn't know that. I just heard that like 2 days ago. And I was like, oh, really? She packed up them babies and went to her mama house and talking about she's not doing none of this royal stuff until she can get free and she's trying to be out. I subscribe to that. I don't believe she went and had a BBL because I think that would look a little weird.
Oh my God, wait, I saw the like meme of that and I died. I'm not gonna lie. I died at the Kate Middleton BBL.
I would die. I mean, I would love for that to actually be the case because it would just be funny as hell. But like, I don't believe that for a second. But it's weird because they said her office was not prepared for her to be gone this long at one point. And I'm like, what do you mean they weren't prepared? They keep saying this was a planned surgery. So shouldn't her office have been prepared and been speaking to her and knowing like what they're doing? No, they didn't know. So I subscribe to the fact that something went down in the house. And then they released a new statement yesterday, I think, talking about when everybody finds out what's really going on, they're going to feel like horrible people for all the things that they've said on the internet. And I'm just like,
oh, this ain't Chadwick Boseman. This ain't.
No, it's like, if that's the case, just tell us what's going on and everybody would have left you alone. Like, this is terrible. And apparently they've now replaced their PR person, which like the whole point of the palace is PR. And the fact that they've bungled this so much is ridiculous. So anyway, I hope she ran off and ran free because the Marchioness of Sharonda or whatever her name is, that's his side hoe. She ain't cute. And apparently she used to be Kate's friend.
Oh.
And her family had been like groomed to be one of the royals for decades or whatever. So there's word on the street that like kind of, because Kate was technically considered a commoner when she married William. So like everybody's like, oh, well, this girl was actually a royal and should have been in line anyway. And so it makes sense that he would want to be with somebody like that. I don't know, but I think it's messed up.
Oh, and her name's Rose Hanbury. She speaks out. She says, let's see what did Rose say? Rose, the Kensington Palace declined to comment. Hanbury said through her lawyers that the rumors are completely false.
Okay, girl.
All right, girl.
Okay, girl. See Kate talking and for real, because that little market video that they reported, she was at the market over the weekend, but then there was no pictures initially, and then all of a sudden this video manifested that looked like it was shot in 1982 on a VCR camera. Like,
right, because they don't want you to see that it's AI, and the AI is getting out of hand. And I've been saying this for so long, but y'all love the AI, and the AI ain't cute anymore.
It's like her. I think Kate is at her other estate with her babies, talking about figuring out how she getting out because she not putting up with the bullshit.
Not Kate out here singing Jolene, 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 Jolene. Not the broken marriage.
I mean, I would love for Kate and Meghan to figure their shit out and combine forces outside of the palace and like do whatever. I don't know. Meghan launched her lifestyle brand or whatever during all this.
You guys know, what about a reality show called Three's Company, and it's about Kate moving in with Harry and Meg,
and she bring the kids
and wait for America to like really Americanize it. Like, come on over, we'll do a whole reality show. Fuck the palace.
I would love it. I would love it. I would watch it. I would definitely watch it.
I'm dead. Speaking of broken marriages, Ray J was on the Breakfast Club. Once again, Princess has I don't know if she's threatening to divorce or if there's another like
they filed?
Apparently there's another threat to file, and so Ray J on the Breakfast Club came out and basically was like, it gets to a point where you just gotta let things go, like. And I just think it's interesting that whenever the divorce conversation comes up between him and Princess, they're always marketing something, which he's marketing his Tron media company, which is going to basically be the next Zeus. He's got shows like Stun a Girl, who was on Baddies, and I don't really understand what the premise of the show is, but she basically is like knocking on bitches' doors trying to fight them or something. I was like, oh god. But I am team Stun a Girl because I'm trying to get the interview Stunna to come talk about what was going on over at Zeus. So, and then also Safari got his own reality show over there. Yeah.
About what? What we
Jam.
like?
Cry. How you
What
fuck your
what
best
is the
friend?
Safari reality show going to be about?
Girl, I don't know. What is Safari doing on Love and Hip Hop? Speaking of Love
I
and
don't
Hip
know.
Hop,
I
Mama D.
done.
Mama
Not
D's music
I
video.
refuse to put any life into any of that mess. A mess. A mess. My years of love and hip hopness are far behind me,
Far
and there is
behind.
good reason. There is with good reason because that is a mess.
A mess. Beyond a mess. So apparently she put a diss out to Bambi, and that's all we're gonna say
Why
about
is she so
that.
mad at Bambi? Can we talk about that? Why is she so upset with Bambi? Bambi left.
Girl, I don't know.
Bambi not trying to deal with her. Did she sleep? Oh,
Oh,
did Mama D's man want Bambi?
probably. Is Mama D still with that man from when we was
I
watching?
don't know. I have no idea.
The man with the church socks that had to take the pills and he was slipping and sliding trying to
Oh,
get up
man.
in her.
It was like Luther or something. I feel like it
Not
was
Luther. It was
real.
not Luther. I just remember them trying to kiss, and it was like,
Ew, it was
anyways, all
gross.
right.
Well,
Woo.
Erica Dixon got a record too, so they just coming out together.
Bye. I mean, honestly, it was about to turn me blind watching that video, and then speaking about blind, I don't know if you. I know Kourtney didn't watch this, but some of y'all at home.
Uh-oh.
On Zeus, they're doing Baddies Caribbean, right? And I'm just going to talk about all the problematic things that are happening on the show until someone gets to the point of saying, we will not accept this no more because this is crazy. So they have these auditions, which none of the girls from the auditions get to go on the show. So it's basically just auditions to have women sign up, wait all day, and fight each other. But one of the things that went viral was the fact that there was a blind woman at the audition.
Did you say blind or blonde?
Blind.
Oh,
3 blind mice. There was a woman, and she was up there, and she was talking her shit, saying, I want to be on the first blind girl on Baddies, and I'm whatever. Why did she get jumped? And my thing is like, at what point? I don't even put this on Natalie Nunn anymore. And I'm saying all this because my first episode of my podcast, next Mood Swing, the podcast, is going to be coming out on Sunday. And I sat with Julia Ovcharsky from Season 9, Bad Girls Club. And she has a petition out to cancel Baddies on Zeus. But our discussion led to, because we was talking about Quiet on the Set with the Nickelodeon stuff, the Diddy stuff, which we'll get to Quiet on the Set in a second. The Diddy stuff. And to me, it's a bigger issue because I watched the Baddies last season, and I mean, yeah, I see the allegations that are happening with Zeus, and some of them are not even allegations; they're facts. Like the fact that Natalie Nunn released one of the guy's social security numbers and address on the Instagram, like, and put it on your thing. I'm like, how are you showing this? Why would you show this? That is incriminating. And I got the screenshots, and everyone else does too. But all that to say, we talk about that kind of stuff, and it was really cool to have a really deep conversation with Julie. She got bashed on her season, and to hear her kind of outlook on looking back at that time and why she's going against Baddies and Zeus. So make sure you guys tune into that. That will premiere this Sunday. Super excited. But okay, so Quiet on the Set. Have you watched it, Kourtney?
I've not watched it. I'm kind of boycotting it because I don't want to ingest all of the things, but I've heard enough clips and enough horribleness that I feel like I've watched it, and it is upsetting, and I haven't even sat down to watch it. Like,
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like with you specifically, it's like, for me, working in the industry and just being out in LA, you hear stories and things. It's not like any of this stuff was new. Yes, there were some new characters that you like, oh, I didn't know all that tea. But it painted a picture. And again, working in the industry, I question certain things when I'm on certain sets, and I'm like, well. So to put it past any of that is crazy. Now, what I think is, here's my take on it, is I do feel like it was released as a distraction from the Diddy case. I just have a feeling. I feel like, have you heard anything about the Diddy case lately?
I mean, not anything new per se, other than like one of them was dropped because the girls in the picture weren't underage and whatever. And that guy that was claiming a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff he said ended up not being true. So he's a bit suspicious. But I mean, I don't need to hear nothing else past Cassie to know that he's a problem and should probably be in jail somewhere.
Period. But and my other thing with the quiet on the set thing is like the focus was so strong on Dan Schneider that it feels like he's being placed as the martyr for this situation, and I would, which he should be like accounted for 100%. But also at the same time, it ain't like Dan Schneider runs Nickelodeon. There's a lot of people involved with what up, New York Chicken Wing? You got to figure out how to get these notifications. Just hit that bell right at the top. Right
Yeah.
at the top. I don't know if it's here or down here, but it's somewhere. It's right there. I'm more so like, okay, why are we not angry with networks? Why are we not going down the Reddit hole of who was in charge of these networks, and why are we not putting the flame to them? And if we're so concerned, and this is my thing with the whole Britney stuff, right? We were so concerned for Britney, but then it's like, now look at y'all out here trashing J-Lo. Like, trashing J-Lo over, fine, you don't like how J-Lo sings, okay. You don't like her movie, don't watch it. You don't like how she sings, don't listen. I haven't listened to a J-Lo song since, I couldn't even tell you. But the way J-Lo is getting bashed out here is so crazy to me. To sit here and say that, like, oh, she's not from the Bronx. She's from the Bronx. You can't erase that. She hasn't lived in the Bronx for 20 years. I would hope she's grown up and she's not just that girl from the Bronx anymore. Like, I don't know, it just really irked my nerve. But it's like, but when it was Britney, it's like, oh, we care, but then we really don't. We care when we're watching it, but then we don't care when we're back in the field actually looking at the same things happening like over and over again. And like this whole thing with Quiet on the Set, it's like, okay, yeah, it's crazy. Now look at Zeus. Now look at other networks, like, like I said, Reality Reckoning and The Housewives and stuff like that. Are we really listening when people speak out? And that is my takeaway from watching it. Yes, it's sad that these kids all went through it, and I hope that they, get what they deserve for it, and I hope Dan gets what he really truly deserves. But I don't know. I retweeted a bunch of the links. If you don't have HBO Max, you can watch the part, and it's 4 parts. It's crazy.
Bro.
It's intriguing, and especially growing up watching those shows, you don't realize it. As a kid, I didn't realize a lot of that stuff. But it's funny because a big one nowadays is like, now when I look back at like Ren and Stimpy, like my mom and dad didn't let me watch South Park or The Simpsons at all. But
Yeah.
like, then I think of like SpongeBob. Like, I've watched SpongeBob with my nephews and looked at a joke like, okay, they don't get that, but it's a
No.
crazy joke though. And you
Yeah.
like, oh,
So across the board, I mean, it's that fine line of making entertainment that works for kids, but also kind of entertains adults. And in the end, adults are writing it. And the only thing I caution against in terms of like the broader picture of like abuse in Hollywood in general, there is abuse and things that should be punished. But for me, the category is different when we're talking about children.
right,
And I think that is a much bigger failure as a society. All their parents need to be in jail. Like, there's just so many other layers to that to me that are so problematic. And I mean, obviously, I'm glad that they finally get to voice what's happened to them. But I agree with you in terms of the fact that, well, first of all, Dan Schneider, let me correct that, not a martyr. He's the fall guy, but he should be. And he should be taking a bunch of
yes.
executives and who else enabled all of that behavior with him. Um,
Also, the interview he did the day after the
What
first
is
episode.
that? I was horrified, like horrified. And he literally saying, "Yeah, I owe some people an apology." Like that's all you got.
But then
You're
kept being like, "But I don't make all the decisions. I don't own the network." It's like, bro, who told you this was a good idea? Also, I'm gonna say this: should have been a woman interviewing you. Shouldn't have been your friend
it should have been a
interviewing.
seasoned journalist who could push back against like what the shit you were saying and ask you some legit
And
questions.
now again, this could be conspiracy. Could be in conspiracy. I also was like, why'd you get a black guy to do it? Like, are you looking for extra sympathy? Are you looking to, oh, we can relate to that? Like, I didn't like anything about it. It was weird to me. The timing of it was weird. Like, at least let everything kind of come out, let like the victims speak, and then you can hear the victims to say, and then you do it. It just felt too set up. It felt like, all right, we'll just clean this right up
And
on the
why do
air.
you need to do an interview at all? Like, release a statement. Hey, I've done some horrible things. I'm glad these young people have been given the opportunity to have their voices heard. And that's it. Or say nothing. I'd prefer you say nothing and go into obscurity and never to be seen again. Like,
Yeah.
you're a disgusting human being. Like, your only life's work should be trying to do right in the world to halfway make up for what you've done.
So, New York Chicken Wing says, did y'all touch on Ariana Grande yet? I mean, first of all, no pun intended, right? My question is Kourtney, like, what do you, and you guys in the comments too, what do you guys think of the responsibility of the parents are? Like that one, well, there's one clip where they're at a party and one of the producers, I can't remember what his name is, he brings a kid into a room and he's showing him, oh my God, I can't think of the guy's name. But he's showing him these signed photos from this man who is a known pedophile. And the parent comes in. He was like, "Oh, I'm just showing him my Hans. Damn, I can't remember what it is. What his name is, John something." And the parent was like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "You are an adult. You know that is a pedophile." Broken Law says Ariana limited her comments. I bet she did because the montage they had. Now see. I'm too old for the Ariana stuff. I was more like Amanda Bynes time, not really Ariana. So then watching the Ariana stuff, I was just like, oh, well, what happened to her? Because there was always been rumors about like the Mickey Mouse clubs and things like being inappropriate with those kids. And that's why like child actors are like the way that they are and choose drugs and things like that. And Ariana clearly loves some married men, right? She sings about it all the time. So I don't know. I don't love that for her. I didn't love seeing those clips of her. I would love for her to make a statement, how she feels about the whole thing.
They probably won't let her right now.
No,
Disney
not with Wicked coming out.
No, Disney has her wrapped up. Like they're like,
wait,
oh no,
is
girl.
Wicked Disney production?
Isn't it Disney?
Oh,
Did I make that up? It might not be. Maybe I made that up.
I didn't think it was, but that would be interesting. My
But
mom says she regretted letting me watch Cow and Chicken. I used to love Cow and Chicken, but as an adult watching it back, now I understand certain things, and it's like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't have been watching that. To be honest with you,
just tough. You were talking about the parent. No, I was just gonna say like my very first job kind of in this industry was in Chicago, and I worked at a commercial production company, and they just did commercials in Chicago. And one of the first things I had to do working there is they were shooting a commercial with a newborn baby. Basically, the baby was probably like 4 or 5 months old. The mother came with her baby, and basically they were like, she can't be in the room, and we took her baby and took her onto the set, put the baby in the bed, but they had to make the baby cry for the spot. So they had to like scare her and like do little things to the baby to like make her cry. And I thought to myself, if that was my child, there is no way you're going to take my baby out of my arms, going into some other room somewhere to do nothing without me standing right there watching it happen. and making sure that y'all don't do nothing else like crazy, inappropriate, or damage or whatever. So I understand like how culturally on set and in Hollywood, parents are easily like told to you stay back here so your kid can get this work. And that's why parents like Sonia Norwood and stuff got reputations for being bitches and horrible people, but it's because they refuse to do that. So I just don't understand how, with all the stories that we've known through the history of Hollywood of what has been done to children, why parents would continue to send their children forward just for the sake of money into making sure they got that spot instead of lifting their voice and being like, oh, absolutely. Amanda Bynes was a freaking star. Her parents should have been everywhere she was at all times.
Yep.
No questions asked. Like, oh, you have a problem with me being here? Oh, well, then you don't get my child. And that's the end of it. So at the end of the day, I think the biggest onus is on the parents who release their children to these creepy adults, even if they thought they were fine. Like, you don't send your kid off without, like, you just don't do that.
I wonder what Tiffany Haddish has to say about this. No, I'm just
Ooh,
kidding. Is she back from Israel yet?
Yeah, she was at something over the weekend all dressed up. I was like, oh, okay, girl.
Gosh. New York Chick Wing says, if I was her age at the time, I wouldn't have even understood what he had me doing. Exactly. And that's where the anger should be coming from now as an adult, being like, wait a minute, yeah, that was not appropriate. That's like how a lot of younger kids are raped by family members or whatever. They don't understand what's happening, or sexually molested. Like, they don't understand what's happening to them. My mom wasn't really a pro at being a parent, but one thing she didn't play about was my innocence. I'm grateful. Amen.
Amen. Shout out to your mama, New York.
Your mama raised you right. Speaking of emotional and sensitive, that was the Grande Dame this past week.
Ooh, child.
The Grande Dame Karen of Potomac.
No, she did not. Okay.
Look, Karen was me today at brunch.
Karen.
She said, I met up with a girlfriend. Drove my Ferrari there.
Maserati, honey, the Maserati.
Oh, excuse me, sorry, it was the Maserati.
And they shady because they noted in one of the blogs it was a 2017 Maserati. Oh, I'm like, why y'all had to say that?
It was a Maserati at that, right? So she driving. She went and saw her homegirl. They had some martini. She had told her some stuff, so she was really emotional driving back. And sometimes some people can't handle their liquor during an emotional.
She was crying while she was driving. She was crying. Oh God. Oh God.
This is why when you hang out for a little bit, eat a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like, or go for a walk. Like,
sis. Call an Uber. How about that?
Well, that too. Or, a tip I always have is park really far. So that way when you're done eating and drinking, you can walk it off.
Walk it off.
So anyway, she got into an accident and she's just grateful. And I'm like, ma'am, I hope he was arrested.
Well, that came out, right? She's been charged with DUI.
Good.
And the DWI. Even though her statement, she said, yes, and I received some citations. And we'll have to pay for it. Girl, you were driving under the influence. But what's weird is they apparently let Ray come and pick her up from the scene.
Interesting. I don't know what they be doing in Potomac, but these older women, they be lit. Because did you watch not this last episode of Potomac, but the one before where Charisse was
yelling at folks
at her crab boils? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not gonna take it. We're not gonna do this here. Charisse, man, put the ball
down, sis. But I feel like she was performing because she wants to get back on the show.
Period. So at this point, I set my expectations low for these public figures, and I love the Grande Dame. We love her too, but we do not promote crying, drinking, and driving. Okay. No. And if you do get caught up, own it. You gotta own it.
Exactly.
And you
Pull it.
now need to be a role model and say, you know what, I should not have done this. I want to see that statement, and not
Yeah.
all the excuses in the world for, oh, I
Okay,
was sad, I was this. No, you was drunk
you were
driving.
drunk. Yes. And you lost control of your very fast sports car. Like, that's how you ran over a median and ran into a tree. You thank God you didn't die or kill somebody else.
Speaking of something looking like it's dead, it was why out of all the girls on Potomac are Giselle and Ashley coming up with a clothing line? Why? And it could have been any of the other ones. Literally, well, other than Robin. Honestly, at this point, they just should have called it GRA, gra, ice ice, gra, and add Robin to it, and it's clothing for women who can't dress to continue not being able to dress. Because I don't know if those were sample pieces, what that was not a fan.
Was not cute.
Kourtney breaking up a little. Oh, she sound fine to me. I hope not. It might be a plane went over. Maybe Giselle must be trolling. No, she ain't trolling.
You know,
but she might be.
Check my internet. It's saying I got it all. I got it all.
You look clear to me, honey. And then what else we get? We get a cliffhanger. Finally, some action. Where apparently they're at this event and the camera shut off. And we hear little Debbie, little Miss Sesame Street, walk up to Candace. And she was like, yo, I heard you got a problem. Like, ma'am, please remove yourself.
Candace said,
oh, you didn't have all this to say? You said what?
Candace said, please tell the help to stop talking to me.
Because that's what it is. Oh, you calling me a Muppet? Yeah.
I did.
Actually, the whole internet did. Matter of fact. And you're mad. So what, now you want to fight? What do you think this is, baddies? Was this the Zeus network, girl?
Yeah.
Like, they turned the cameras off on you. They didn't even want to show that you was there. Man.
You know? Why do you think she came for her? Do you think she was just in her like regular life because the cameras went down? Or do you think she was trying to start something to get some camera time?
No, I think 1,000,000% she's trying to be relevant. And I think she knew that she was going to be there. And that's why Candace was like, oh, I ain't entertaining this. And that's why you got mad. And like Miss Karen couldn't control your emotions. And you tried to knock if you buck. And
it's so sloppy.
It's sloppy. And girl, like, you don't need to mess your face up anymore. Okay? Sorry, that was mean, but I don't like when you come for my girls.
She's a cute girl. She just had jacked up eyebrows, but it looks like she got them a little more under control. Because I think she's not a bad looking girl. It was just
that's so nice.
The Groucho eyebrows was like doing a lot. They were
monster.
I mean, lots of us, want thick, full eyebrows and can't get them. So
yeah, like me. Then we saw some of the reunion looks. Actually, I watched Watch What Happens live, and apparently, I don't know. I'm interested to see what the reunion's gonna give. Hopefully, the girls spill. Wendy was a horrible guest to be on Watch What Happens live. Personally.
She was. I've tried to be like, okay, Wendy, and like working with her, but I'm tired. I need Wendy to go.
Yeah.
She's boring. It comes across fake. I'm not interested in anything. And it makes me sad because she's beautiful. Her husband's beautiful. They've got cute kids. But I don't buy nothing she's selling.
Honestly, I'd prefer her on like a Married to Medicine. I just feel like her energy matches those women more. Like, let's switch over. Bring Phaedra to Potomac. But that would real spice some stuff up. And then put Wendy over on Married to Medicine. She's Dr. Wendy, right? So it works.
Oh, possibly.
Actually, that could be a whole situation because these reunion looks was not it. But it could be a good situation because the Married to Medicine reunion, did you get to watch the last part?
I did.
We saw Mr. Apollo.
Apollo looked good, though. He looked good.
Apollo looked good. He seems he seems happier in life. like he kind of is like settled. Now my childhood best friend was in the cell block with him and Joe Judice, and they used to watch AfterBuzz from the jail cells,
Oh,
and
they
they
did.
did. And Apollo was like, yeah, it was on because we interviewed Apollo
Oh
years
yeah,
ago.
that's right. I remember that we interviewed Apollo and Phaedra
And
together.
Phaedra,
Well,
yep. And so and my friend, he always had positive things. He's like, he's a cool guy. He's actually a really normal guy. He didn't really care for the cameras, and that's where him and Phaedra butted heads a lot. I do appreciate Phaedra bringing him on the show, to because a lot of people always kind of throw these little underdigs towards it, and I do like the fact of Apollo was a part of our lives watching, Real Housewives and all this stuff. So if there is no bad blood, which seems like there's no bad blood, but it's like you ain't gonna be in my ish like that.
oh, I'm like there's bad blood.
Oh,
They
okay.
just have to work with each other because they have kids together. But the blood is not good and pure. That's why he
Mm.
is still not permitted in her house.
Right. She was like, I mean, he comes over, not inside. Um, what else do we get? Quad apologizing 700 times and just not happy that she didn't get her apology. And she just wanted Andy to do better. Even though he did a great job, but she wanted him to do better, and he didn't hold anyone accountable for the things they've done to her. And I just
She's
feel
not
like,
wrong, but Quad is exhausting.
yeah, it's exhausting. And she's over here talking about the people are tired of me apologizing. We're tired of you apologizing because you apologize, and it's like a half-ass apology. And it's like, look, we just need one statement that you feel like it would have been fine if on Watch What Happens Live you said, you know what, I went on this reunion to say my apologies because that's what the girls felt they needed. I do wish that they would have brought up some apologies to me. But you asking for the apologies and you trying to be like, I'm so sorry, but I felt like anytime you add that in, it removes the genuineness of it.
That's
So
true. Because
it,
at the actual reunion, it sounded like she was genuine when she apologized to
yes.
Toya and to Eugene. But then she went on Watch What Happens Live and was like, but they didn't apologize to me. It would have been nice. Like, it's just like, girl.
New York Chicken says Toya had no business prying about him, talking about Apollo. They on a reality show.
Yeah,
And Phaedra, it's like, you ain't got a husband.
That's the
Married
other
to,
thing. Phaedra didn't give us nothing. She gave us nothing.
yeah, other
Why
than
are y'all?
fashion. She gave us fashion. She gave us Atlanta fashion. That's about that. Then we get, okay, so the only other thing that I thought was tea was Dr. G and his underlying love for Miss Phaedra. Like,
Yo,
he still likes Phaedra.
dog, he still likes Phaedra and he still likes Quad.
Oh,
And
100%. I mean,
the way that Sweet Tea and sat there while he said, well, maybe things would have been different, like had I had it at that time and we might be in a different place. I'm like, sir, you are married. How are you talking about extrapolate
newly.
the possible life you could have had with another whole woman with a big booty when you know your wife ain't got no booty? Unacceptable. Like, he is trifling for that.
You fired.
If I
All right. Next, let's go over to Vanderpump Rules. For me, it's a bit of a snooze fest this season. I think last season was so raw. I think it is cool to see. Okay, here's what I'll say is interesting about the show for me, because it's, no matter how lackluster it is compared to last season, it's 10 times better than what I think that show The Valley is about to be, because I watched the first episode of The Valley with Jax and Brittany.
mm-hmm.
Everyone don't need a TV show. They don't. They don't need a TV show. I was excited because I live in the Valley. I love the Valley. I'm a Valley guy. Valley girl. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
No, the show is not giving. It's giving questionable about everyone's part being on the show. And I just don't, I'm not here for it. Jackson Brittany, I don't think can carry a show. The gay guy in the show seems exhausting. The other people, snooze fest. I forget what there's another married couple, and the man, she looks like she dragged him to do this, and he looks so over it in every confessional. I give it one season. Hopefully it's only 8 episodes, but
Okay.
unless they like tie in Vanderpump people.
Well, they are.
I think Vanderpump needs to shift their people from Vanderpump to maybe the Valley, because they all live in the Valley. They live right down the street. Like,
Not all of that.
well, a lot of them do. But what I will give Vanderpump that is interesting is seeing the whole Ariana and Tom living in the same space, and that awkwardness is such a. I mean, me and my homegirl, she's going through something very similar. Although she kicked them out recently, so finally got that figured out. But it is an interesting thing to see how awkward it is, and to go through what you went through. Like, Ariana, I get it. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I get it 100%. I would sell the house. Like, you're trying to like jab him to make it harder for him, but it's like, girl, leave. You don't want that house. You don't want to be in that house. That house, he was the one cheating. He was the one doing this. He was the one bringing y'all's friend over and doing the things in that house. Personally, for me, I wouldn't want to live in that house. I would be like, sell that shit. Give me my money. Whatever the case is, I'm out.
Well, that's what she wanted to do. He doesn't want to sell.
Well, then give me my money. But then now I'm hearing something about she owes him some sort of money, and maybe that's a reason why she wasn't trying to leave, because like until he just got to the point of like, well, let's just call it even, or well, I don't know, who knows what. But it's interesting now. But why I wanted to bring the show up is because for me, I'm not that into it this season, but I do think it is interesting, the backlash that Ariana, and again, like we was talking about Britney, J-Lo, we build people up. We want to hear your sob story. We want to like, oh, support you. We love you. And then as soon as you get somewhere, you're like, no, bitch. Let me remind you, humble pie. Ariana's getting a lot of backlash for her doing Chicago, getting these little extra gigs, and carrying this I'm over it energy, and people are making statements like she's ruining the show, it's causing a rift in the group. That's not her fault. That's Tom's fault.
And honestly, I think it's also the producer's fault, because I think they are trying to produce the result instead of following the real story that's happening.
Well,
they're trying to produce
all these reality shows.
They're trying to produce. Well, I will say that Vanderpump has always been fine with somebody being kicked out of the group and everybody hating them and attacking them and dealing with that. Like, their actual relationships and how they have conflict in those relationships always seem to be honest. And now this feels forced. Like, they're like, no, guys, you have to bring Tom back in the fold.
Yeah, they don't want to villainize Tom. And it's like, but that's not the reality of this.
That's not the reality of this. And also, like, that's why I'm tripping with people online and stuff, automatically like jumping on, oh my God, we're so over Ariana. She needs to get over herself. I'm like, y'all, this was filmed like 3 months after all this happened. And her quote unquote best friend is in her face talking about, I really need to forgive him. He was a real good friend to me. I want to talk to him. If that was my best friend, I would be mad and hate her too. I'd be like, absolutely not. I don't want you at my house talking about how I'm feeling and we going through stuff, and then you going to have dinner with Tom and probably saying shit about what happened over here to him. I wouldn't be cool with that either. No. I don't think most humans would be. So it's bizarre to me that everybody, and I mean, it's not bizarre. It's because all these people are haters. Like, because she got all of these deals based on the attention, suddenly she doesn't deserve to have the actual real emotional reaction that she should be having, is that her gross boyfriend was bumping on her good friend in their house. And so, yeah, she might be mad at that motherfucker for the rest of her life. I would.
And that's okay, because guess what? The thing is, like you said, they filmed this right after, after the situation happened. And then with a lot of these shows, it airs a year later.
Yes.
So
And
now you're over it. She's
we're over it as
successful.
an audience.
She's doing all this stuff, but now she has to relive this moment over and over and over and over again. And I do want to go back and watch Reality Reckoning with Bethany, because in the clip that I saw, and this is something that came out on Hulu a couple months ago, but I really want to see what Bethany has to say about homegirl Raquel, because the way she was talking like she's the victim in all this, I'm like,
that interview that she did with Raquel was exploitative. And she just as bad as Raquel is. Whatever. In the end, it's funny that you say the last season of Vanderpump was like all hype. It wasn't. It was the ending that they picked up and re-edited after all this.
Yeah. You're right.
Vanderpump was on the like down swing and possibly, like they said, not getting another season. So anyway, I just find it interesting also and disappointing. Like Lala's supposed to be like the baddest bitch on the team, like blah, 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 blah. And
you got to admit that. No, I won't.
And then Sheena, like both of whom capitalized off of the scandal just as much as Ariana, selling t-shirts, selling their podcasts, constantly talking about it. So they made money off of it too, but now they coming for Ariana for continuing to make money and not making the decisions and reacting the way that they think she should. Them ain't your friends, girl.
New York
and I'm not
wing, that's real. That's real. In real life, people would not get over it. LOL.
No.
Like Candy and Phaedra. In real life, you know full well you would never talk to Phaedra again.
Never. Phaedra would never be in my space again. She's a dangerous person. She's willing to lie about an actual crime, and she's a freaking attorney.
And
she would never.
That's why they picked her to be on Traitors.
Dude, even though Traitors, she was great TV, but in real life, hell no, she ain't ever gonna be in my house or around my kids.
No.
No.
Really, yeah, at all.
But I agree with you, Valley. I'm bored.
Exhausted.
And listening to Britney so much is a lot.
It's too much.
It's a lot.
Again, the Valley show, absolutely not. Like, no.
Yeah.
All right, so some housewife stuff. So I was like, okay. So we're going to get one explosive episode, and it's not going to be explosive. It's giving mediocre mid-tempo episode of Bad Girls Club where they end with is it going to be a fight? And then it starts with a fight, but the fight was too big, so they do this like comic book like and we don't actually see it.
I was going to say, do you think you're going to even see it at all, or are they just going to be in their confessionals talking about it?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like a sit down, like the way it's going to start is like this. The next episode's going to be Candace or a Giselle.
Because Giselle left, it'll definitely be Candace first.
I was minding my business. And it's going to be something like that, and they're going to recount what happened. Muppet came up to me with her triangle.
Like, I don't know why the Muppets and the puppeteers come for me so much. I was just there, and all of a sudden, there were eyebrows all over me.
Girl, not the fuzzy caterpillars.
I did not. I am a lady. I'm a grown-up. I don't do this.
I didn't know if a raccoon ran up to me or what. It looked like Snuffleupagus came running up to me and whooped me. It looked like Terry Joe from TikTok.
Was it Elmo? We don't know.
It was Terry Joe. All right. So we'll see what happens with Potomac. But I'm like, okay, so we're going to get one more episode of that, which next week is the last week of March, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Is it finale? Are we done yet? Because
I think next week's the last episode because they're all at the event, and usually the last episode is a group event, and it makes sense that it's Giselle and Ashley's, whatever that is.
Whatever.
So I know next week is the last week of March because Beyonce's album comes out.
Okay, March 29th. Yes.
So then we'll probably get a 3-part reunion, which would be April.
3? Do you think they got 3 out of this season?
Okay, here's why I think they're going to stretch it to 3, 1,000,000%. Because the next Housewives is Jersey on May 5th. Also crazy they're releasing that on Cinco de Mayo. So now if we match up our timeline, the first episode, now see what I think is going to happen. Actually, they're going to skip the week of April 5th. They're going to skip the first week of April for the reunion.
Wait, when does Summer House Martha's Vineyard come out? Because I think that's going to take the place of Potomac.
It is coming soon. I don't know when it is, but
give us only 2 episodes of Potomac, and then they start Martha's Vineyard that Sunday. I don't know,
but that ain't the show to replace a Housewives show. Like,
well, but on Sunday night is Black Bravo night.
Yeah,
all the Black Bravo shows be on Sunday night. So
you're right. Okay, so here we go. Here's the tea I found. I found a timeline of all the Housewives stuffs. Real Housewives of New Jersey, May 5th. Dubai is coming June. It was June 9th, I think. Now the Ultimate Girls Trip will not be shown. Well, it's still up in the air, they're saying, but chances are probably not. And it's going to be replaced with the Roni Legacy Trip, which I'm like, didn't we just get
like that? Another one?
Yeah. Or it's or they're talking about a Roni Legacy. They said Roni Legacy is going to replace that. So I'm wondering if it's because weren't they saying there's going to be 2 Real Housewives of New York? There'll be the Legacy and then the original.
No, they decided not to do that when they decided to do the Girls Trip version of Roni Legacy. And that initially, when it aired, what was that, 3 months ago?
Yeah,
that was when we were supposed to get the Morocco trip. So it already replaced Girls Trip. There's nothing on the menu with the Girls Trips. And I just heard on somebody's podcast that they're not planning to shoot any more Girls Trips right now.
Stupid. Well, legally, I could understand. Probably
great idea, but yeah, legally, they probably are like, nah.
Okay, so then now here's the sad part of all of this. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Salt Lake City. What was the other one? Won't be coming back till, well, okay. Orange County, rumor is it might come at the end of 2024, like fall. And I did see something that Vicky's coming back.
She's not.
We'll see.
She's not. They won't give her an orange, but I think because she popped up last season anyway, like as a friend.
Right. But basically, we're not getting ATL Atlanta this year.
Yeah, because they just started. They haven't even started filming.
They haven't even started filming. And that makes me sad. Or Salt Lake, because
maybe
apparently because of the Monica thing, they're not gonna have a Salt Lake this year. That's the rumor. I'm hoping that
they're already filming.
Really?
Yes, they're already filming because they were talking about Whitney and Lisa are having like a major conflict, and they're trying to make the show great since Monica's gone, and they got some backlash about making Monica be gone.
Okay, so maybe it possibly ended 2024.
I heard that on 2 T's in a Pod.
All right.
That Tamara and Teddy podcast.
All right. Well, we crossing our fingers because we can't go a year without Housewives.
No, I mean, they had us on like 5 different Housewives at one time, and now we have nothing.
Have you heard anything about New York girls?
I've heard that all the girls are coming back. They
haven't started filming yet, though.
But they haven't started filming. But word on the street is all of them are coming back, and they might be adding 1 or 2 more.
Okay.
Which made me happy because I want Jenna fucking Lyons. I know everybody wasn't sold on her, but I was.
Period. All right, and then so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you guys. If you guys have a reality show, I'm not watching Summer House. I might watch the Martha's Vineyard.
You're not watching Summer House?
I've never watched Summer House. I've watched the Martha's Vineyard one. I watched the first season of that, which I might give the second one another season. I didn't love the first season. I loved it because I'm from Cape Cod, so represent Martha's Vineyard.
Glad they're getting another chance.
Yes, and so hopefully they'll spice it up. I think 2 of them are cute. Other than that, snooze fest.
I'm gonna have to put y'all in the comments about Summer House. So if any of y'all watch Summer House, just be in the comments and I'll comment back because Lindsay and Carl, it's a mess.
Oh, see, yeah, because how many seasons of Summer House are there?
I think they're on 8 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I discovered it randomly during COVID, I think around season 5. And I had to like go back and watch. And then I just got pulled into the nonsense.
I hope Portia still gets to film. Yeah, Portia's coming back for
She's
Housewives.
coming back. And she need that check now, child, honey. That husband and his legals.
Oh, and now
Woo.
he with that new girl, and she cute.
She is cute, but he is trifling. But
But how'd you get him? You lost him the same way you got him.
they all trifling. They all trifling.
It's like it's a mess.
They watch Hoochie Daddies. Oh my god.
We watched the first episode of Hoochie Daddies, like you asked. Yay.
It was a mess, wasn't it, honey? It was a mess.
I live for it. I think it's great. Can't wait. I'm so excited they're getting a season 2. And if you guys are new here and you haven't watched, if you have Tubi, which is free, go check out Hoochie Daddies and don't be mad at me. Just thank me. That's all I want.
Y'all know who owns Tubi?
Who?
Word on the street is the Fox Corp. Rupert Murdoch
Oh.
owns Tubi. That's what I've heard.
Look, the fact that
That's
the
a
woman
while.
who didn't know who she married came out. It's Tubi just be killing me. But hey, I got shows for you, Tubi. So let me figure out how I can get a show over there. Like if you letting Hoochie Daddies, let me. I got actual cameras. Let me go let's go record
We got
a show.
cameras and
Let's go
sound
to
equipment.
Greece, Kourtney. We going to Greece.
Yeah.
We gonna record a reality show for you in Greece.
We just
Called
gonna do it.
Find me a sugar daddy.
I'm just ready in Greece, child.
I almost finished the season. I'm dead. First of all, Hoochie Daddies, hire me for the reunion. Hire me for the reunion. Me and Kourtney for the reunion. And we'll have 2 chairs and allow us to host the reunion. I support this. I mean, we out here vouching for you. Telling people, look at this. Look, we got 2 in here. All right. How many people we got watching? Yeah. So if the rest of y'all go watch Hoochie Daddies, let's give a little stream to it, right?
Give me a good wig, child. I can do my own makeup. I know y'all ain't got no budgets for real.
And I'll just and I'll bring my own bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
We'll have a good old time because I am utterly fascinated.
fascinated. I'm dead. Want to watch season 2?
Y'all on deck.
It's coming, and I heard they might got a little budget now. So.
Oh, they got a little money now, child. They gonna put up.
Now I don't know what that means.
They're gonna have better challenges. They're not gonna be on picnic tables in the front yard.
Harassing people on the beach. All right, but wait, one last thing before we go, because I haven't geeked out with this with you yet. Beyonce and her album Cowboy Carter.
I'm ready.
I wish it was coming out tonight, to be honest with you. Instead, we're getting Cardi B and Shakira, which I love Shakira.
Ooh, and it won't even be out next week yet when we film because it doesn't come out till the 29th, right?
Yeah, it will. Well, you know what we can do? We can do a little live listening because it's right now. It's 9:30, which means it's midnight. So the new music already released. So by the time we finish this, we can do a little live stream of a live reaction of Cowboy Carter. Because I wanted to do that for Renaissance because when I listened to Renaissance, I remember exactly where I was when I heard Renaissance, and I heard these motherfuckers ain't stopping me. I said, "Oh,
I know."
I paused it. That's all I had to hear. I just heard that. I said, "Oh, I'm not ready." I was on a hammock in my parents' backyard by the basketball court, and I heard these motherfuckers ain't stopping me.
And you sent it to me, and we were like, "We have a song for Greece," because we were going to Greece like 2 weeks later.
I love y'all. Are looking forward to it, but I love the Queen, but this one is not for me. Well, okay.
That's what I said too, honey. I'm with you. I understand.
Okay. Now look, when I first heard, I was hyped because the Super Bowl and Usher, and then Beyonce's Verizon music video, and then all of a sudden 2 videos. I was excited, and I ran over, and I was like, "Oh, this ain't Texas." I was into it for like 2 days, and then the TikTok of it became too much. And then 16 Carriages. I mean, it's a cute song. It's not my kind of song. But like when I see Beyonce perform that live, it'll be my kind of song. Her live performance of 16 Carriages will make me like that song more. Texas Hold'em, keep it. Hold it. But what I did really appreciate, and I'm kind of banking on, is two things with this album. I want a Jolene cover, which that's the rumor. And Dolly Parton has vouched for this and wanted this to happen for so long. And she said, there's two people that I've always wanted to sing my songs. I wanted Whitney to do it, and now I want Beyonce to do it for Jolene. And that would be so iconic. Personally, for me, in my multiverse world, I want that from Beyonce. Just no, I don't want you to remix it like that girl, I shot Jolene. I don't want nothing like that. I want...
You just want a passionate...
I want to hear, like that Texas growl, the Beyonce R&B-ness. Like, make it how Whitney made I Will Always Love You hers.
It's a classic.
I need that from Beyonce.
Or a new age classic, because it's already a classic. But yeah.
And then my last thing that made me finally, because I'm not a fan of the album. I'm not a fan of the cover. Not a fan of the cover. Not a fan of the cover. But I do like that she said this is not a country album. This is a Beyonce album.
That's why I have faith.
You said what?
That's why I got faith. It's about to shock me into my enjoyment.
I do too. I do have faith. I'm going to enjoy a lot of the songs on it now that I know it's not a country album, because I don't need Casey Musgraves or I know people love her. I know. And I'm sure she's great. I'm not taking that from her. But it's just not like my vibe right now. It's not like what I'm trying to listen to. After Renaissance, Renaissance. I can't do this. Ain't Texas. Girl, put the boots away. It was cute for the first song. I would like to see Beyonce with Dolly Parton, Willie Nelson, Reba. You can keep the Willie Nelson of it unless he's singing in the background.
Willie Nelson, bring me some Willie. I would like to see that.
Reba, I definitely would love, because if you haven't, I don't know if you've heard Reba singing "If I Were a Boy" by Beyonce. So I would love to hear those two sing together. And then now, I really wouldn't even be mad if Beyonce sang Jolene with Dolly Parton. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at that. I want it to be her own, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
I'd be interested to see what that would be like. I like
Dolly's voice. I think she has a very unique voice, and she's older now, but she still has that same unique twininess to it. Boom dada, and that's all we got for you guys today. This weekly review. Kourtney, where can everyone follow you?
Ooh, child. Follow me on the Instagrams at Stuart Starlets. I am going to try to be alive and awake and alert for the weekend.
Boom dada, that's what we doing. Let us know what you guys are doing this weekend, okay? And if you made it to the end and you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. If you have not left a comment yet, please leave a comment. Let us know what one of the topics. Just pick a topic and just be like, this is what I think. Let me know.
I want to talk with y'all.
Let me know. And I'm gonna let me sleep like them robbers done tore up Kourtney Kardashian.
If y'all see them Lemmy gummies on the street, don't do it. It's stolen goods.
Yeah, do not look unless you buying them Lemmy gummies off the official website. You never know.
They lacing everything with the fentanyl now. We don't want no accidents and problems. So just stay away from the street gummies.
I'm like, not the keeping up. Oh, and then wait, one last thing is there's nothing to even talk about with this, but Lamar Odom and Caitlyn Jenner are releasing Keeping Up with Sports.
They already have released an episode with Sugar Ray Leonard, and
it is? Is it behind a paywall?
Did they release it? I saw clips.
I saw pictures. I didn't see a clip. I didn't see him talking. I have to look that up.
I need to look that up.
We'll report back to you guys next week. You guys can hit me everywhere at DJ Jesse J. Hit us up everywhere at Next Mood Swing. This Sunday, you guys. This Sunday, the first episode. I've been talking about this for too many years. Okay, then here it comes, and it never came, but it's coming. It's filmed. The guest for next week is all prepped and ready and coming. The guest for the week after that, we on the roll. We here, we starting, we up. All right, we still gonna do these lives, but the podcast is coming. It will be available. I know some of y'all be like, are the lives on iTunes or Spotify? It's not. It's not. This is just a live that we just like to do. You know what I'm saying? And kiki with y'all. But this will be across all platforms, and we'll see how that works. And then eventually, if we can get this into a routine, because you know what I mean, I have to be consistent with this. I know that. I know the lives, so that's why I just call them the lives. But once we get this consistent, I'll throw this back. I'll throw this up on iTunes and all that jazz. But appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys follow Next Mood Swing across all social media platforms. And until next week, same time, same place. Well, actually, this Sunday. Peace.